Now, back to Miller on Sports, the show that puts pro in sports. Everything else is just talk. Brought to you by the law offices of Ron Scholes.
We see that? Are there plans maybe in the future for a Giants and Lee Humphrey coming together?
We're working on that. Lee has big goals. He played over in Germany last year, so his expectations to get back over in Germany this year. But if things don't work out for him there, of course we've been talking to him about playing for the Giants.
And it's funny, along with you, Kevin, not just because you're here, but you're one of my favorites. You're one of the nicer guys in the game of basketball. But Coach Driscoll and Lee Humphrey, that's two very nice individuals right there. I'm very glad Coach Driscoll gave you a heads up about Lee Humphrey. And I was fascinated too, because after we had the press conference, we all went over to City Hall Pub, mingled a little bit, handshakes, hugs, and hellos. And I was fascinated talking to Antonio Lawrence for the Jacksonville Giants. We were talking about Lee Humphrey and his skills, and he was talking about, yeah, he's a great three-point shooter, but he talked about how fans and media personalities forget that he is one of the quicker first steps. When he goes to make a move, that first step is so quick.
Very quick, and that was a surprising thing for us, because while watching him on TV, when he played with all those greats at University of Florida, they had him pretty much playing the role as a spot-up shooter. But when he got there on the basketball court, you see he's very competitive, very quick, and you see he's bulked up some since his college days or whatever. So he's a complete professional. So if we can get him out there on the basketball court, it'd be great for the Giants.
Now, Monday, Tuesday, Thursdays, y'all been working out. What have you seen early from the Giants or potential players for your team?
Jermaine Bell has been in the gym working pretty hard. Hot Rod Harris looks real good coming back. He's been bulked up a little bit, so we're expecting big things from Hot Rod. And other guys are kind of calling and letting me know that they stay away from Jacksonville. They are preparing themselves for the season.
And now, what about the Giants just in the community? Because year one, y'all received many awards as a franchise, as an organization. Anything planned right now, or you have to wait for the entire team to get together before you start reading to the kids and going out and promoting year two?
Well, actually, we've the coaching staff has already started doing some things.
Okay.
But same game plan, Richard. We didn't set out to win any awards. We went out to the community last year. We are very grateful for that opportunity. But again, we want to make sure the community know that the Giants are present there.
Excellent. Kevin Waters, Jacksonville Giants head coach. More Kevin, Miller on Sports, right here on Talk Radio 600 WBOB. You can get your tickets now. Season tickets, JacksonvilleGiants.com. The number to call is 355-6531. 355-6531. December 3rd. Home and season opener at the arena. Gulf Coast Flash come to town. They face the Jacksonville Giants. Coming up, it's the Florida News Network. Check out MillerOnSports.com for this interview right here with Kevin Waters on Miller on Sports. Also, Curtis Loftus, we had in studio Wednesday. Christian Laettner down at the pub on Tuesday, and much more. MillerOnSports.com. More of the show, more of Kevin Waters right here in studio. Kevin, once again, thank you for joining us in studio.
Again, thanks for having me, Richard.
And season tickets on sale now, JacksonvilleGiants.com. Season opener, home opener is December 3rd. We were talking a little bit during the break, and we had talked earlier during the week about the NBA lockout. There's a lot of talk, the whole Dwayne Wade getting the finger in the face from David Stern, all that. And Christian Laettner said it might be January, might be February. It's looking like Monday. We're probably going to miss the first 2 weeks of the NBA season. How is this going to positively and negatively affect the ABA season?
From the ABA standpoint, very positive spin. What's going to happen is you'll see that the talent level in ABA in general will go up. A lot of guys who will normally go overseas. Some of those positions will be taken care of by NBA players. So a lot of those top-level overseas players will probably have to stay here in the States. So you'll see the ABA benefit from that greatly.
And you told me during the break, which I did not know, that's poor reporting on my part, but I saw that you told me that George Hill signed with the Texas Fuel. That's a huge signing. I mean, good point guard for the San Antonio Spurs.
Exactly. George is a tremendous athlete. I think he's going to be playing with the Indiana Pacers when the lockout does end. But again, Texas Field was lucky enough to land him. So again, I expect stories like that to be popping up from this point to the end of the season. as far as NBA guys who just look for opportunities to play, as long as this lockout is going on.
Well, who needs George Hill when you bring in Christian Laettner just a couple days ago? So
there
you go. And Kevin, I know you're good friends with Otis Smith, the GM for the Orlando Magic. What has he said? I know he probably won't give you too many insider tips, but does it sound positive? Is he hopeful?
Well, he's a little antsy down there. He's ready to go. Again, he knows that every day to go by, that's dollars being spent. And he's not, again, he's not saying too much about it. But again, he also knows the ramifications that if they don't lock things up pretty quick, then this could draw up to be a pretty lengthy thing.
Absolutely, it's feeling like '98 all over again. And that year, the Spurs, ironically enough, won the NBA championship. We were talking during the break. Is there any chance maybe that the Jacksonville Giants go after NBA free agents or players that could fit well here in Jacksonville?
Yeah, I would love to have Dwight Howard come down here and play some.
What's his asking price?
Right, But no, I've been talking to Otis in reference to that. There might be some possibilities of us getting a few former Magic basketball players come down and be the 13th man for us in a couple of games.
And now, can I mention the one former Magic player that we were talking about during the break?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, Tracy McGrady.
Yes.
And I read just the other day, I guess it was Wednesday, he had an offer on the table from a Chinese team because playing all those years with the Houston Rockets and Yao Ming. Is there a chance? Because he is a Florida boy just down the road from Orlando. Is there a good chance?
There's a chance. Again, I'm speaking with some other NBA officials that's trying to help me out with a couple of things. I know, Scott Howard, who's also the head scout for the Charlotte Bobcats. So, I've been working with these guys in reference to trying to bring some of these players in.
And I see it not just from adding NBA players, but I see it, there's no NBA basketball. Jacksonville, your option is ABA basketball, whether it's on TV, radio, or live down at the arena. And I have to think that year two for the Giants, you're already going to build your fan base. I noticed it yesterday. I think you did as well, and we even talked about it. Year one in the press conference was good. Year two in the press conference yesterday was great. I think 4 or 5 times the amount of people from year one. Are you excited about the fan base growing and seeing that, hey, no NBA, it's got to be the ABA here in Jacksonville?
Yes, even with the NBA been playing over the summer, I've been telling potential sponsors that, hey, this year, we set the foundation last year as far as our fan base, and I think this year people will see that it's going to grow tremendously. So I'm encouraging people to get their season tickets early for the Giants this year because, again, the level of competition is going to be up there. Our team talent level will still be great, so it's going to be a good opportunity for fans to come out and watch quality basketball.
Season tickets now available, JacksonvilleGiants.com. You can call anytime now in a few minutes, 355-6531, 355-6531. Kevin Waters, Jacksonville Giants head coach, joining Miller on Sports in studio. And we know, Kevin, about Soto. We know about Laettner. I spoke with Antonio Lawrence and Renaldo Norman yesterday. They were at the conference. They were at the pub. And are we going to see a revamped team with the Giants in year two? Or are you going to see a lot of familiar faces? What do we expect in year two?
I'm bringing most of the guys back. We have another kid that we have intentions of signing, Jaleel Nelson, who was an All-ABA performer last year with the 7 City Knights. He's overseas playing right now, but in November he'll be coming back over here to the States. So we look forward to having him on our roster, too. He's a 6'5" wing that can flat out play. He's Antonio Lawrence who looks to score a little bit more, so we look forward to having him out there. He's great on the defensive end.
Oh, wow, and you did mention during the break that Ed Horton playing in Germany and doing quite well. He was a point guard. You lose an all-star player if he doesn't come back. How much does that hurt you? You lose a guy that's powerful, can shoot, can defend, can do it all, and that's a player that you need.
Yeah, Ed has a tremendous talent level, but we've been out there scouting. Our scouts been working very hard along with the coaching staff in reference to trying to make sure we're bringing the top guys for this year. And point guard, we feel like we got that covered. We got a lot of guys calling in, Richard. All ABA performers from other teams been calling in. So again, we tell each guy that's been calling. Vet Camp is going to tell the story on November 12th, 13th, and we'll make the decision at that point in time.
Oh, I know. You always keep your eyes open, Kevin, and your ears always close to the ground. If not towards the ground, it's on the BlackBerry or you're texting or doing something. I know you're a very busy man. And I see that, too. We mentioned Ed Horton going overseas and playing, and I've got to think the Giants, it is a long season, but you have an off season. As the head coach of the Giants, do you think there's a perfect situation where you want, say, you've got a starter that stays here in Jacksonville and works out, or would you prefer him to go overseas, get a little bit more experience, work on his shooting or what have you, and then come back? But what would you prefer?
That scenario happened for Jermaine Bell. Once the season was over with, he went over to Dubai and he played for a month, and a few of the other guys. Anthony Lumpkins went to Angolio and Jordan. So we had a few guys that went overseas and played basketball, and I prefer that. I prefer them to play against that competition and also make money for their family. So it's a win-win as far as I'm concerned.
But we've talked about it during the NBA lockout. Is you've got an option. Let's just say Kobe Bryant goes to Italy. He decides to play. The injury factor, does that worry you as a head coach? You've got one of your very good players or a good role player that goes over there, let's just say a bad injury, and hey, he's maybe 60% when he comes back. Are you fearful of that?
Yes, that's basketball, Richard. I lost Anthony Lumpkin last year in the playoffs when they were playing one-on-one pickup ball down there in Texas before the game, just kind of getting loosened up, and he twisted his ankle. So those type of things happen, and as a coach, we just got to be prepared for it.
And now year 2 for the Jacksonville Giants. I expect big things. I know you do. I know a lot of people do. What do you feel like needs to be the biggest change? Is it bringing a title to Jacksonville? What is it?
Well, the Sharks got the momentum going, and the Sharks got the momentum going, and again, that's always our plan, to bring the national championship back here to Jacksonville. So we're going to work very hard at doing so.
And is that what you did in planning the Gulf Coast Flash Game 1, December 3rd?
Yes, correct, exactly. Again, that left a bad taste in the mouth, so we want to put the gauge out there, see where we at, and kind of move from there.
And at home, the Giants are undefeated.
Oh, please say that again.
The Giants are undefeated. Now, I'm just going to go out there. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like maybe I'm the lucky charm. Maybe.
That's right.
I don't know.
That's right. Don't say it. Go ahead, in that back pocket.
Y'all haven't won or y'all haven't lost when I've been in there live. So I'm just gonna, I'm gonna take that credit.
I'm just saying now. From this point on, you'll be traveling with us, Richard.
Okay. Well, as long as it's, I get some special treatment.
No problem. No problem.
Okay.
No
all right.
problem.
I don't demand much, but it will be special treatment. I'm looking forward to season 2, Kevin. I really am, and we'll continue going forward for the next 2 months, where it's Monday, Tuesday, Thursday practice.
Correct. Again, we kind of lighten up things right before vet camp, and then when vet camp go, we full throttle.
Oh, excellent. Kevin Waters, head coach for the Jacksonville Giants, joining us in studio right here on Miller on Sports. Kevin, it's a pleasure, and I know we'll talk very soon.
Always a pleasure, Richard.
All right, excellent. Season tickets, you can get them now, JacksonvilleGiants.com, or call. Call in now, call in later, but call. The season starts December 3rd at home versus the Gulf Coast Flash at 355-6531. He's Kevin Waters, head coach for the Jacksonville Giants. They had Christian Laettner, they had Josue Soto. Year 2's looking pretty darn good. I'm excited. I really am. Coming up, Talladega tickets, giving them away. Stay tuned. Listen live at 600WBOB.com.